Hunting, like anything else, takes preparation. I did my due diligence, decided my bow, make sure my camera on my shoulder would connect when I was able to shoot my bow at the elk. And here's just a quick tip for you guys before we get rolling into the video. Alright, so this is just a simple thing. I feel like there's probably other people that do this, but just like when you're hunting for the big woods with a gun or tracking, you want to hit a moving target. For archery, what I actually will do, once I'm dialed in, I'll actually pull up my bow to the side of the target, and then I'll move it in a quick manner. So I'll pull up, turn it, and fire, just like you would be when you're hunting. You're not going to just be able to pull back and fire sometimes. You need to move the bow, and it gets you that practicing being able to aim and move your pinpoint. Right now I'm just prepping for my elk hunt. Just trying to get more in shape. I'm in basketball shape, but hiking's different. So I'm just getting out here, doing a couple miles. The most I can do with my back, and just gonna see if I can get some bugles, just for fun. I'm having a hike with my mouth closed. There's so many bugs and webs that are hitting me in the face. I'm just gonna try to get up on this knob. I probably should have gone the other way, but I wanted to explore what it looked like. And you never know, you might run into an elk shed by accident. But I'm gonna go up on this knob, that way I can look both ways. And then we'll head down because it's almost dark. Well, no elk, but lots of deer, which I knew would happen, but I was hoping I'd hear the bugles, but I don't want to stay up here too long because this is a very sketchy path. I'm like on a deer trail, and it's all just loose rocks. But that ends the day pretty much. Alright, so I'm just doing some scouting for my tag, trying to film some elk.
Nice.
I'm waiting for him to get a little bit lower because of my back, and also have the whole month of December to hunt, so I'm not really in a rush, but I'm kind of just checking out where they're going to be. Trying to get some footage for you guys, and we'll go from there. So right up there, this will focus. They're right up there, 450 yards away. I have permission as soon as they cross there, but we're not going to shoot them because that's super steep. I know that sounds dumb, but I don't have a lot of time to hunt, so I'm just mostly getting film right now, seeing what happens. So there's elk right there. I have permission on this spot too. So at this point, it's not long before Thanksgiving, only a couple days, so I didn't really want to shoot one, because then I'd have to process it all myself since I do my own butchering, and it just would have taken forever, and I didn't want it to interfere. So I watched all these elk, and like I said, later on I'll regret going hunting all these times without getting any closer than these ones were. They were just super low this day for whatever reason on both sides of the canyon. I could have stalked easily into both groups, but it was amazing just to sit back and watch. There's a buck right here with a doe. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. So this is right where Candlin shot her elk. That's steep. Nice little young bull. I decided to get out of there and go film some bucks, and then I decided to go back, and if I got lucky right next to the road, I'd try to put a stalk on with my bow. I decided with the elk moving so fast that I wasn't going to be able to get in bow range, only rifle range, and I really wanted to get one with my bow. Well, there's elk, but just not anywhere I can hunt. Yeah, the other day I could have shot like a million, but I wanted to try with my bow. I may regret that decision. I have an entire month, but still, we'll see. One of the interesting things about this tag is it's a private land only tag, so I have to either be on a place I have permission, and I can't go kill one on public even if I see them on public, which is happened to be where these ones were this day, which is kind of ironic. They're all places that I wasn't able to hunt, but there was a crap ton. There's about 200 in this entire group. With only having permission to a certain amount of spots, if they're not there, the herd's not there, they're not going to be there that day. If they're miles away, I decided to go film some more deer, and on my way home I saw this ginormous 4x4. This 4-point, I'd say it was over 170, maybe over 180 inch typical. You don't see bucks like that in neighborhoods too often. And he was trying to chase these two does, and he was in rough shape. You could see that he had lost almost all of his body weight. He'd been chasing down, and he's actually got a swollen front foot. Kind of wish I had a tag so I could put him down, but it's just crazy to see. I crept over the edge in the car and found out that there's actually some elk on the property, and a lot more than I was thinking. So I had to get prepped really fast with my bow, try to get set up to stalk in on these elk. There's elk right there. You could shoot him with the gun easy. At this point in time, I'm trying to call my wife and get signal so I can see if it's okay if I harvest the animal, since we're literally leaving the next day down to southern Utah to see her family. There ended up being more elk than I thought, so because of that, they actually spooked and cut across the hill, running away before I could get a shot with my bow. Well, I could have shot those ones easy with the rifle, 200 yards, which is nothing for that rifle, but I really want to try to get one with a bow and challenge myself, which I might regret because they haven't been here recently, but it's worth me honestly trying. The whole reason I didn't want to shoot was because I didn't think my wife would be happy if I did it a day or two before we leave, but literally would have been the easiest shots of my entire life. It was 150 yards chip shot to these elk, and they did not care. They didn't move. I should have just done it. I'm gonna ask for forgiveness later, but that was dumb of me. Now I'm gonna race down and see if I can get lucky pushing them back on the property, at least for next week, but I don't know. They're not off a place I can't hunt, but I'm just frustrated at myself because I should have just shot. Alrighty guys, hopefully you can see me. We got a crap ton of snow, so it's go time for elk. We're gonna try to get it done. Snowed a bunch yesterday for church and everything. Yeah, so we're gonna try to stalk into some elk, get close with the bow if we can. We'll use the rifle. I don't really care at this point. I know I have like 15-ish days, but I'm not gonna be able to hunt every day. Don't think that's fair to my wife. And honestly, it's more ethical to use the rifle if I have the rifle tag. So if I get the opportunity, I'll try to use the bow, but if not, in the first couple days of trying, I'm gonna try to use the rifle. So we'll see ya, and wish me luck. Well, I just puked in my car, so that's great. I've just gotten over being sick, and I guess that Gatorade and stuff didn't mix well. So might be a short hunt this morning. Update, I saw a small cow and a calf. Didn't really want to shoot them. She hasn't kicked her out yet, so she kind of felt bad. Saw 12 deer. None of the elk are on this particular area, so I'm going to transition down about a mile. Let's see if I can get closer to another group. Alrighty, so saw 3 elk this morning. Still this morning, but saw 3 elk, puked this morning. So yeah, it's been an interesting morning, to say the least. Finding the elk has not been the hard part. The hard part's been finding a place where, 1, I can hunt them, and 2, it's a stalkable spot with a bow, because a lot of it's just not. There's just not a lot of brush or things left, and that's what I get for waiting till the foliage is gone. It's just this is the only time I had off work, so. That's a wrap for today, guys. I tried my hardest, but just couldn't find any elk on the properties I have permission. And it's a private land tag, so I can't really do anything. Yeah, that's just what it comes down to. It wasn't anything that I couldn't do or I should have done. But yeah, we'll just keep grinding every day. So my uncle-in-law's side-by-side was broken, so normally the place that we'd go look at elk, I couldn't get to in my car. But there was just little enough snow that I felt comfortable to bring my 4Runner up. So I brought it up these sketchy little trails to get up on top, and as soon as I got on top, I realized that there probably would be some elk because the weather was perfect. So I got out of the car, I stalked maybe 700 yards around the corner, and as soon as I got to that peak, I looked to my left, and there's about 20 elk staring right in the direction, right on top, and some of them almost right off the road where I can hunt. So I got set up, and I just got every camera I could ready, loaded my rifle, and then one thing that I missed out on was I got set up to shoot this certain big cow elk that was by itself. There was a bunch of other elk that you'll see, but one thing that I didn't notice was behind me and to my left, there was elk maybe 60 to 80 yards away that I thought when I saw them, they were stampeding, running to my left and spooking the other elk and got them on edge. But as I reviewed the footage, there were some standing there for a couple minutes as I was getting set up, but I was just low enough and I didn't want to stand that I never saw them. So because I was in the prone position, I wasn't able to look over to see those elk that are literally right there. I had no clue because I was so focused on getting the spotting scope set up for the other elk. There was literally a bunch right there. Could have shot one with my bow, at 70 yards or even gotten closer, but I didn't have a clue. And I was so full of adrenaline and so excited that I could use the rifle finally that I didn't even notice until they were ready to run off. So you'll see a bunch of these patches of elk on my left, and I didn't even have a clue. As soon as I peek over the hill, I spot movement to my left, and it's that group running towards the other group. And the elk that I'm filming starts to look right at me and turn away from being broadside when I was about to shoot it. As you can notice, it went in the top shoulder. Me thinking I'm 3 feet below to the right and 2 feet to the right shooting versus the camera view, I thought the shot would be perfect and closer to the heart being low. But I had high hopes because I saw the leg curl and I saw a mule kick, but you'll see what happens. I think I got her. I hope so. I could shoot another, but there's so many. Oh my gosh. There's like 75 there. That was crazy. Oh my gosh. Oh, thank you, God. Needed that. I had puke in the last week and sick. So is my lovely wife that lets me come out. I was like, where the heck have these elk been? I've been looking everywhere. Got it done. You might hear during the GoPro footage stampeding. It's from all those elk. And I still have some at like 600 yards, but I'm gonna have to spook them to go see. The elk are right up there right now. Ran away. And they're running. Oh my gosh. That was crazy to say the least. I came up on this hill hiking up here, and I saw them, and some were like 200 yards, but I was trying to find the biggest one I could. I think I shot the second biggest one, but that's fine. Like, meat is meat. But I was trying to get the big one, and one of them started like coughing at the other one, and they were all settled. But then a group of 40 behind me somehow ran over the place where I came from. I don't know where they came from. They crested up and were probably 50 yards to my left. I could have shot one with a bow, but they were dead sprint. I'll have some at like 600 yards, but I'm gonna have to spook them to go see and make sure I hit this thing. I have video of it, but I think I aimed at the one. I know I'm gonna get a lot of criticism. Don't take forward-facing shots. Don't take like a quartering shot. All the elk that were together were behind each other. That was the only lone big one. The other big one had 2 babies with it, and they were like sticking right to it. So I'm sorry if that frustrates some people on the shot, but this is my first elk with a rifle, or cow elk with a rifle, and I wasn't gonna pass it up. I've been trying with the bow a couple times, and I honestly don't have much time left, and I don't want it to interfere with like basketball that I'm in and my wife and gas money and everything, so this way I can just relax and know that my tags are filled before I go back to New England for Christmas. And I'm just beyond blessed, so we're gonna rush over there and see if we can get some photos and start gutting it. Peace. I think it's really important to show tracking when you find an animal, not just before you kill it. It's kind of a lost art. I'm not gonna lie, and when anyone kills a deer, they call me or an elk because I love tracking. I'm good at it, but it's kind of a skill that you have to develop a lot of times. So I'm gonna kind of just show you guys what I do, even though it's probably dead, but I still want to do that because out west it's kind of a lost art because you can usually see so far that you don't really need to. But I want to do that. So the first obvious step is you want to go where you originally thought you shot it. You want to look for hair, blood. A lot of times there's not blood immediately. That doesn't mean you missed it. It just means that it might not be there yet. It takes a second, like us, to get the blood flowing to start heaving it. So do your due diligence. Do like a 30-foot circle around where you think you hit it. Once you find a speck, you just go from there. If you don't, you go in the direction that you saw him. Make sure as soon as you shoot an animal, you remember what direction it runs. Another good tip is as soon as I find blood or as soon as I get to where I think it was, I set an onyx pin and I turn on my tracker. That way you know every inch you've stepped and to make sure you don't miss where it was. The next thing is look for running tracks if you don't see any blood. This shot's going to be a little bit more difficult. There might not be any blood just because of the shot that I decided to shoot, because I was pretty confident in my shooting ability that I could put it right on the chest. And I hit right where I wanted to. I didn't want to aim too far in the middle because then it goes into the guts. But that's how it goes sometimes. We'll see what we find. Well, of course, snowstorm again after I kill something, so that makes sense why they were all moving, but that's great. All right, guys, it's 11:22. We're gonna go back because everyone I've ever talked to has said that meat can spoil, at least on one side of an elk if they're dead. Alrighty, I'm going back. I'm actually going with a guy from Instagram, Tyson. Absolute stud kid from Instagram. We've been talking for probably years now. I can't remember. great kid. We're gonna meet up, try to go find this elk. Snow's still coming down where I live, but hopefully not there too much. It's just hard because, one, if there's too much snow, we can't get to it. Two, I'm a little worried that it might spoil if we don't go. I know that sounds crazy, but every forum I've read, every old person I've talked to, the meat spoils overnight for elk if you don't get them, literally within 6 hours. Not because of coyotes, not because of anything. It doesn't matter if it's under 40 degrees. It just can happen because of the way that the intestines and everything, the heat that's inside him, and the fur is so thick on a hair, it just creates too much heat, and it just makes it very, very difficult for it not to spoil. So once again, something went wrong. I was going through the gate, one of the couple gates that you have to go through on this land to get up to where the elk was, and I had Tyson open the gate perfectly fine. I had made it up there earlier, and there was only maybe an inch or two more of snow, maybe 2 more inches than before, but it almost made it so there's less traction than the little amount of snow that was there before. So I get through the gate, and I just feel my back end just start sliding, and Heavenly Father literally saved my life. Jesus Christ was there, like, holding the car, because there's this one tiny tree that maybe was like this big in circumference holding the back of my car from going over the edge about 100 feet free fall. I probably would have survived it, but my car would have been totaled. And there's spikes and different pillars down there that easily could have gone through the windshield and killed me, and I would have been dead. So me and Tyson decided it was too dangerous to have his truck go up there. We didn't want to get a second truck stuck, and the back end had swayed so much backwards with only having 2 or 3 tires even on the ground, that if we were to tow it, there's a potential that we both go off the cliff. So I made the decision to go try to knock on my uncle's door and see if they would wake up. But it was 1 a.m. at this point, and I didn't want to wake him up. I know that sounds dumb, but I didn't want to ruin a relationship. I just didn't think that was the right thing to do, is to wake someone up that early. Well, car went off the edge, pretty much. So kind of screwed. They're literally right there, but I don't want to wake them up because I knocked on the door and they didn't answer. So it's like, I'm not gonna tap on their glass and scare the crap out of them. I'm not gonna wake their kids up and give them nightmares. I'm just gonna have to do the 5 miles to the car. Tyson. Just wanna cry. I care so much about hunting, but if this is gonna keep happening, I don't know why I even live out west. Wasn't even snow in the forecast. See you guys. Just for good measure, God had elk cow calling right in their backyard. Just to rub it in a little bit. I want to thank Tyson, your example of Jesus Christ to come help me when you didn't know me. I really appreciate that. And I think that's a lesson to us all, that we can help other people. And that's very important in this life. And here goes the rest of the story. It's the next day. Going to talk to, see if he can help us out. I just feel terrible. Like, I almost care about more of the relationship than the car, which I know that's crazy to sound. But, like, I love them. Like, I proposed to my wife up here. I just love this area. It's so fun to come, and it feels like home. It's kind of an oasis from, like, the desert of Utah to come into this canyon. It's just like, it just makes me so happy. And I just don't want to lose that, so I'm really worried about that. Like, not even just for hunting purposes, like, yeah, it just sucks. Well, we just put the chains on it, so we're gonna try to get up there. Attempt 1. Nathan told me to film, so. Day. How close is it to the fence? Oh gosh. Surprisingly, this is all that broke. And then this was from us. But the windshield still closes, so. We got this hawk we're looking at. There's trying to track and see where this elk went, see if it's dead. We'll see how long it takes till this thing runs away. The head uphill. Oh, here he goes. He's getting ready. Whoa, he's got a cool white spot. Huh. I have no clue what kind of bird that is. It's not looking too promising, guys. I mean, we've glossed around here for quite a long time now, and I'm going through the bottom of this thick stuff now. But I don't know. It just sucks. Huh. There's no way that's overnight. It's been dead for a while. I would think it's decayed for a long time. Huh. So yeah, I don't know. We're gonna go out and try to get another one. I've waited enough days that I feel like my mindset is right to go back out, and we'll try to get it done for you guys and get some more meat in the freezer.
You can't drown a man who's already found.